Acer is among the first companies to launch laptops with Intel's latest 8th generation core processors, and today we have the Aspire 5, a mid-range multimedia laptop that costs around 50,000 rupees and also features Nvidia's latest MX150 graphics processor. Let's take a look. For a 15.6-inch laptop, the Aspire 5 is fairly slim, measuring around 21mm in thickness. However, it's still a handful to carry around at 2.2 kilograms. There's a lot of plastic used for the lid and the base to keep the costs under control, but the quality is good and so is the fit and finish. The lid has a nice striped design which is easy to keep clean, and the hinge lets you tilt the screen 180 degrees backwards. The 15.6-inch display has a decently high Full HD resolution, but viewing angles aren't the best. Brightness is also just about adequate for indoor use, but not great for outdoors. Thankfully, the screen has a matte finish, so reflections aren't really a problem. The lid flexes easily, which causes slight distortion at the top edge of the display. There's also a bit of warping on the sides when you open and close the lid, which ideally shouldn't happen. The keyboard area has an aluminum plate, so it feels more solid when you're typing. The Chiclet keys are well spaced with comfortable travel. They're also backlit, which is a bonus. The direction key cluster is a bit cramped and could have been designed better. There's a useful variety of ports on the sides, including a USB Type-C port, although it's USB 3.1 Gen 1. The Aspire 5 is powered by an Intel Core i5-8250U CPU, which has 4 cores and 8 threads, double of what the previous generation mobile Core i5 CPUs offered. Our unit came with 4GB of RAM and a 1TB hard drive. You also get Nvidia's MX150 graphics chip, which is an entry-level graphics card but is based on the newer Pascal architecture. Acer has also thoughtfully provided quick access hatches on the bottom of the laptop for accessing the RAM slots and hard drive. You get Windows 10 Home along with the full version of Office Home and Student 2016 edition. In terms of performance, 4GB of RAM just doesn't seem to cut it anymore, as Windows runs quite sluggishly and boot times are long. There are instances where things work well, but a lot of the time you'll be waiting for apps and menus to open. However, CPU performance is very good in benchmarks, especially multi-threaded performance. This CPU also managed to deliver better scores in some of the tests compared to last gen's Core i7 mobile CPUs. The MX150 is an entry-level GPU, so don't expect it to run newer AAA titles at the highest settings. However, older titles run fine at the native Full HD resolution and moderately high settings. The keyboard area gets a bit warm when gaming, and the fan is audible, but these things aren't too annoying. 4K videos playback seamlessly, and Acer's Color Intelligence feature dynamically boosts the contrast based on the scene, which works well for animated films. The stereo speakers are loud and they don't really sound too tinny as long as you keep the laptop on a solid surface. The trackpad is quite large and tracking in Windows 10 gestures work well. The buttons don't really require too much effort here either, and the HD webcam produces clear images. Acer promises up to 7 hours of battery life, but in reality, we managed to get closer to 5.5 to 6 hours, which is about average. The Aspire 5 is available in several different configurations at online stores and major retail chains. It could offer good value, but you need to be careful about the variant you pick, as all the ones with 8GB of RAM ship with Linux instead of Windows and have an HD display. We would have liked a version of the one we tested with more RAM, but at least we can buy it separately and install it ourselves. Apart from the specifications, we would have liked a sturdier lid and better viewing angles for the display. So thanks for watching our review. Be sure to check out more videos right here. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe and follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram at Gadgets360.